Welcome back, everyone, to the Sport of Fitness podcast. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yes. Happy hump day, everyone. I'm Chase Ingraham. We got a packed show for you guys today. We have Bob and Joe from the Legends Championship, who just had an event last weekend, now hosting a semifinal event that is coming back to the Del Mar Fairgrounds, as well as talk about the divisional games, all coming back in one spot for the first time in 3 years at the CrossFit Games this year. Then we'll talk to Scott Panchik, check in with him as he went Masters last year for the first time and had a fantastic performance at the CrossFit Games, and see what the future holds for them. And finally, Wendy Guthrie, head of safety, will be joining the show as we'll be talking about the new medical exemption form that we need all participants who are planning to compete at the CrossFit Games to be filling out. So don't go anywhere. We have a jam-packed, and we'll start with Bob and Joe from the Legends Championship. Live from San Jose, California, it's the CrossFit Divisional Games. From July 21st to July 26th, the Masters teams and adaptive athletes will once again be joining the individuals and teams games qualifiers. Get ready for an epic week of the CrossFit Games and the Owners and Coaches Conference presented by Hustle Up. Gentlemen, how are we doing today? Look at us.
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. You guys are quite the busy duo, as you're just coming off the Legends Masters Championships that just went down. Was it in? Was it in Tempe again?
Yeah, I was at Arizona State University at their Sun Devil Fitness Complex.
Yes,
so in Tempe, Arizona.
This is for my parents. Go. They're down.
Forks down. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Nice.
They went to the University of Arizona. I was also born in Tucson, so Arizona State can suck it forever. Except for you guys, of course. It's a wonderful establishment in Tempe, Arizona. It's, Party Town, USA. In fact, the first and only Ironman I ever did was in Tempe, and the after festivities were quite fun. But that's not the only thing that you got went down.
Wait, hold on. You swam in that river?
Yeah.
That thing is nasty.
They treat it for the races, right? I think they have to go through some special process to.
Do they? I hope they did. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really take anything home with me other than like a bruised ego and sore ankles for about 4 weeks post the Ironman.
It'll show up in a couple of years, whatever that disease was.
Yeah, I asked the city about swimming in there, and
did you?
Yeah, I thought it was just like, you can just schedule it and do it. And they told me that it's a whole process that the Ironman has to go through to make it
really,
even capable of having humans inside of it. So,
well, it's nice to know I dodged the flesh-eating bacteria on that swim. I will say it was freezing because it's all snow ice runoff. In there, so that was quite enjoyable. But you guys swam in a pool, so
we did.
It was way easier.
Pool or a pond.
Well, how was the weekend overall? I know you guys it's not just, hey, the weekend's done. Wednesday, I'm surprised you guys are even home, because people always forget about the best part of an event is the breakdown after. So
the event went great, as in Legends fashion. 0 heats ran late. Everything was on time. The breakdown, we paid movers to come in with fresh legs and help us kick some ass to get it all broken down and into the storage unit. They were amazing. Infantry movers out of Tempe, Arizona. The crew leader was amazing, super attentive. Got there early each day to walk through with me for what our strike plan was, and it definitely made wrapping up the event, not having to rely on our volunteers and staff that are already working all day long, to move plates and bars. So they came in with fresh legs and really helped us out. So that was definitely worth the money, and something that we're going to be doing going forward.
Bob, how are you feeling? Because we're coming off the games that you guys, was it September when you guys had the CrossFit Games?
August.
Is it August? End of August? Yeah. So August. Now, just in December, you had your Legends Championship, and now you get to come back in April and do a in-person qualifier, let alone the CrossFit Games. I mean, you guys are either a glutton for punishment or you truly do love what you do.
Well, we truly do love what we do, but the nice thing is I get a little break in there, so I'm very much behind the scenes on the December event, and Joe is front and center and manages the whole thing, really. So I get a nice little break, but I got the games on one end, and now Del Mar coming up in April. And I mean, well, who couldn't be excited about Del Mar, right?
Let's talk about Del Mar. So the Legends Championship is now in the semifinal games qualifying season for in-person qualifiers for elite individuals, and for the first time in the game season, in-person qualifiers for Masters athletes. But this is the big thing. It's coming back to the Del Mar Fairgrounds. This is, I would say, is the most iconic semifinal stage or regional stage at best, but I would still put this up there with one of the best competition floors or arenas in all of CrossFit competition, including the games and all seasons events. The Del Mar Fairgrounds is hallowed ground to me. So the fact that you guys brought it back here, was that something always on the table? It's like, hey, did you guys get approached to maybe do a semifinal? Did you guys approach the games team, and how did you guys land on Del Mar?
Well, we've wanted Del Mar since 2020. We actually had it booked in 2020 for the Legends Championship. Then COVID canceled it, and that's what kind of forced our hand to, one, go to Arizona to get our event in that year, and then kind of led us to start traveling the country, if you will, going to Mayhem the next year, bringing it back to San Diego. So the Del Mar Arena has always been something that we've wanted to have our event at. So we've been, it's been it's our hometown. We're both from San Diego. So it's something that we are super excited about to finally do. It's been 5 years. Yeah. So it's going to be awesome.
Bob, what are you most excited about other than just like this venue as well? I mean, we know it's going to be a great place to have an event, but now you're bringing Masters qualifiers to the semifinal stage of the CrossFit Games and sending individuals to the CrossFit Games for the first time.
Yeah, I'm really excited that CrossFit has put a lot of faith in us to expand beyond the Masters and host the individual competition as well. We put a lot of work into running successful events, and while they're not perfect, there's always a ton of effort, and everybody's really focused on delivering the best experience we can for the athletes and the spectators and the vendors that are there. All of the memories that I have of going to regionals at Del Mar, I mean, that's what got me hooked on CrossFit as a sport to begin with, right? I mean, watching, Josh Bridges battle out there and just so many, Jeff Patzer, right? I mean, just so many cool memories.
There's a callback.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so many cool memories of just like great athletes putting on a show out there. And the fact that Joe and I get a chance to recreate that again in some way is, it's life coming full circle, man. I'm so excited about it.
I love that. And you're right. I mean, we could do an entire show of most iconic moments just at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, as you said. I mean, off the top of my head, I remember like China Cho making it back after so many years off of competition there. The battle between Josh Bridges and Dan Bailey, Rebecca Voigt trying to get to her 10th CrossFit Games before anyone had ever, like, all of those things happened at the Del Mar Fair. Like Josh Bridges, the 265 snatch he's trying to hit to try to make his bid back to the CrossFit Games after, like, there's so many things that happened there. I can't wait to see. I can't wait. Like, if you guys have never been and you're in the area, you have to go. You have to go. This is not overstating of how incredible it is. If anything, we are not selling it enough about the type of experience you have. And then on top of that, it's like for the athletes, I feel like you guys are going to have to be turning down people left and right of how many people would want to come compete here that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that has a sense of history around the sport, right, and wants to stamp their name as one of the greats to compete at the fairgrounds, man. I mean, how could you not? Why would you ever look at another venue? And that's not to say that the other teams that are putting together the semifinal events aren't fantastic in their own right. But for West Coast guys, right, it just there's a special place in our heart. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's by the beach. When you walk into the arena, it just like opens up in front of you, and it was just made for it. So it's gonna be beautiful. Like if you haven't been there, watch the YouTube videos of the covers that they did, 15 to 19, like I have for all the programming ideas. And it's just like, it gives me goosebumps every time just to think about how we have the opportunity to recreate that. And
that's really cool. And not to talk about that too much, but you guys are sending 2 men, 2 individual women to the CrossFit Games. This will be the first time you guys are sending elite individuals to the CrossFit Games. Obviously, you guys have spent years getting people either to your Legends competition, which you guys have done forever, or qualifying athletes to the CrossFit Games in the divisional games that you guys have been managing for the last 3 years solo in conjunction with CrossFit. But is there anything that you guys have seen in the past, like you're talking about, Joe, where you're like, hey, we might need to try to bring this back, or an updated version of just an event or a moment that you think might make something cool for those that will be coming on site to see?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, any workout that has that, just classic lunge to the finish or some long thing to the finish, I always loved. One of the biggest memories I have is actually, I think it was Cody Bergner. He was on a team, and the workout was 3 overhead squats max weight. And he snatched the first one, and like the whole crowd blew up. It was amazing. So just giving the athletes the opportunity to, showcase that just immense strength and skill is what we're looking for. We want to put on a show.
Do you have a favorite Del Mar memory that you wouldn't mind revisiting?
I'm really looking forward to an athlete completely assing out on the floor and then assigning a special personal judge to that athlete for the remainder of the competition.
Oh, that man! Shout out to Ryan Fisher.
It was Ryan Fisher. Yeah.
That was a moment in time.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I have a single favorite moment. They're like, I remember when Bill was competing with like a torn ACL, and it was a torn ACL, right? And he was doing that
coming down
on a rope climb.
The rope climb, the run and rope climb workout. I mean, there's just so many memories there, man.
Somewhere, Scott Panchik is the backstage, not wanting to talk about rope climbs and injuries. So we'll just pass. Don't worry, Scott. I want to ask you about that one. We'll just talk that it happened to Bill first. So credit to Bill, though. He finished that entire event. He
finished that event. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Old Bill Grun there. Well, another thing that's on the horizon for you guys is that the announcement was made, and we just played the video before you guys got on here, is that all the divisional games will be coming back into one spot for the first time in 3 years. I would say everyone in the community wanted this to happen. We've all missed this. You guys have taken the reins for years to make sure the divisional games continue for the age group division specifically. But what are you guys, Bob, I'll start with you. What are you most excited about that it's all coming together in San Jose come August? Or
some of my favorite experiences from being a Masters Games athlete was the ability to compete and then go watch the individuals afterwards, right? And it was it meant a lot to share that time with Joe and my friends and my family and just make an entire experience out of it. And so the fact that we're bringing that back, we're going to be competing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the Masters athletes have the opportunity to stick around and spend the whole weekend and watch the indies. That to me is definitely the best part about us coming back together.
Yeah, I think so. What about you, Joe?
Bob stole mine. That's going to be so special. You get to go compete, but then you get to enjoy the festivities and the games feel. And I think once the Masters athletes compete, they're going to be able to check out, have fun, extend their stay, and go watch the pros. Like it's going to be an epic week, and I can't wait to start. I'm already excited. I mean, just off Legends Championship, I'm already pumped for Del Mar and also San Jose, and it's really really exciting.
Yeah, and San Jose is set up really well to host the games. Where we're going to be hosting the Masters games over at the convention center. It's like a 10-minute walk over to the SAP Center. There's all sorts of bars and restaurants in between. Like it'll be a nice venue and a great host city. So really excited about that.
Is it nice because the adaptive division will be at the same place, the teens will also be competing in the same place, but you guys are all working together with CrossFit and the CrossFit Games team to put on this entire week of competition. What's it like having everybody together, working together? Look, I know it's like, hey, it's end of July. It's like, look, there's so many things that are in the works that you guys have to start now, even though we're 7-8 months out of it. But do you guys notice a difference between maybe doing it on your own that you have the last couple of years and now moving into this one where everybody's working side by side together?
Absolutely. Like the support from CrossFit has only grown every year that we work with them. So going into July, I mean, we're already seeing the planning process, and it's very detailed, very transparent, and, very stress relieving. So it's like, going into it, it's not as daunting of a task that previous years have been.
Yeah, just the additional manpower, the additional brain power, right? Like all of that will just really help it be a little bit smoother for us. We like to joke around with JMac a lot that it's ducks on water, right? You don't see the chaos underneath during the event, and one of these days it would be nice if the experience that was felt by the athletes and the spectators and the vendors was the same experience that the organizers had. But hopefully this is the year.
I love it. Well, before I let you guys go, not that you guys have ever wanted to talk about something we don't know yet, but in the spirit of that, is there anything in maybe coming up in Del Mar you guys would like to potentially tease or let people chew on for the next couple of months?
I have been talking to J.R. Howell about programming back and forth. So very well respected.
That is all right, Joe. That's a big one. That's a big one.
But nothing specific has been shared. But we do have a plan to do some back and forth on the programming and what we all feel that is going to be a really well-rounded, excellent test that is going to put on a show in Del Mar. So I feel like that's a good one.
What are you going to make sure gets in there? Hey, I don't care what you guys do, but this is happening.
I can tell you, just go back to what Joe was saying before, right? About how much he loved the events where there was like a long lunging finish. There's going to be a long lunging finish.
All right.
It is just, it's too great of a venue not to capitalize on that.
That's awesome. Well, hey guys, hey, thanks for the little, that's getting it posted everywhere now. So I appreciate you guys. Bob, Joe, listen, I've had the pleasure of knowing you guys for quite some time, working with you guys in several different capacities. And I just want to thank you guys for all the work you do behind the scenes that people don't acknowledge, recognize, or give you guys the props for. I'll give it to you now. You guys deserve your flowers. I'm glad you guys are a part of this season in a qualifying stage, and I'm excited that all the divisional teams get to come together at the game stage. And I look forward to work with you guys down the road again. So thank you guys for your time today.
Awesome,
brother.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Great
Take
stash,
care.
Too.
Thank you. Thank you. Up next, the man that I've never seen with a mustache. We have Scott Panchik joining the show.
How long are you going to listen to a society that tells you it's a pill, it's an injection, it's this, it's that? There is no quick fix. Yes, optimal health can be a reality. Yes, you don't have to be the quickest, the strongest, All it takes is you making a decision right now. This is your time, because practice makes permanent.
Scott Panchik.
How you doing?
How are you doing, dude?
Pretty good.
I talked to you.
My mustache.
It's as good as it gets, right there.
That's as good as it gets. There's still some time.
You're like Rabbit from Super Troopers. You're like, grow much. It's like, I've been trying. I've been trying for
since I was 15.
35 years. I was on a phone call earlier this morning with the lost Panchik brother, Jacob Hebner.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was nice. It was a good little teaser of talking to you today.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, how's it going, man? How's your off season been?
What's that? Say that again.
How's your off season been?
Off season's been busy. I mean, I got 2 5-year-old and they don't stop moving. If anything, I feel like they are moving faster and talking more.
That's exactly what they do. It's always funny is that my kids are 7 and 5, so we're on the higher end of your. You said 5 and 2 or 5 and 3?
3 and 5, yeah, 3 and 5.
Okay, 5 and 3. Is that it was this line is that I remember is I spent their whole first 12 to 16 months of trying to get them to talk and walk, and then the next rest of their life telling them to sit down and shut up. Like I don't know where there was a middle ground there that didn't happen, but that is kids, young kids.
Yeah. Little kids, little problems, right? Big kids, big problems. So
well, it's nice. It's a nice age now because you can solve all their problems at the moment. I don't know what life will be like when I can no longer do that. So while I can just like be the actual superhero for them, I will play that part for as long as possible. You got to build that trust, because then when they're in high school,
you got to build it now if you want them to come talk to you when they're teenagers.
Well, Scott, you have competed at the CrossFit Games. You've had a fantastic individual elite career. You have, I would argue, it's like some of the top moments in games history, at least mine as a fan and a broadcaster. But you competed last year at the age group games for the first time. And not a lot of guys have made that leap. However, you did. What was that experience like going from obviously elite Indy is one thing, but taking the stage as a Masters athlete for the first time?
Yeah, it's becoming a Masters athlete is just humbling all over again. It really is. I felt like there was just a point as I was coming out of being an individual where I had to figure out training again and what that balance was going to look like with the season of life that I'm in. And I can still train really hard, just can't train the same. And I tried to train the same way and do the same things that I did previously as an individual athlete. And it, like I said, it was humbling all over again, figuring out what that process looked like, figuring out how to team up and kind of check all the boxes of things that need to get done for the day for our gym and my wife and my kids and just like a couple other businesses that I'm associated with. Time.
You are in it, bro. Well, I wanted to ask you that question because this is something I learned myself is that, obviously I had nowhere near the individual career that you did, but I still try to compete and train at the highest level that I was physically capable of. And then kids came into the picture and I was an affiliate owner during that time. And I learned hard lessons when those kids came on board because it doesn't just affect you like emotionally, psychologically. Yeah, there's that. But like there was a weird physical training shift that I learned the hard way with kids. What has changed for you in your just daily training now that you have kids?
Yeah. Honestly, it's like the amount of time I spend training and then picking and choosing the things that I feel need to be prioritized. I do a lot less heavy lifting and a lot more conditioning than I used to. I love lifting, but my body can't do the, heavy singles and doubles. So I'm not doing that really often at all. Yeah. So I found that that's kept me healthier. I also found that allows me to kind of get a quick warm up in and then get to more fitness in the little chunk of time that I do have versus like this big extended warm up to hit like a big lift. Yeah. And lifting takes a ton of time. So I would say like my weightlifting has been shifted into a little bit of a different kind of training style to build in the conditioning and refining skills and things like that. So that's helped me kind of get into the gym and get back into my everyday life.
What I have found is, along with that, not that I was ever a heavy barbell lifter, which was part of the problem back in the day, was the classic CrossFit training methodology of intensity just being such a key piece of the puzzle for me. Is that if I don't have a lot of time to train, those 2 to 3 hour training sessions are long gone for me. And like intensity is a premium. So when I have a little bit of time, I try to make the most of that. Have you found that as part of your training as well?
Yeah, for sure. So when I don't have a lot of time, I'm training hard. Like I'm going to go as hard as I can. Those are
not great. Honestly, like I would like
on the sleep. Here's what I'll say. I kind of rate my sleep. If my sleep is really good and I don't have a lot of time, then it's really intense.
Yes.
And if my sleep was poor and I don't have a lot of time, then it's long and slow.
That's funny. You just wake up there, you're like, oh no, I have to do a long, slow training session today. My sleep score is terrible. Too bad. That's too bad. Well, Scott, I had a couple of things lined up for you today.
All
and
right.
one of the themes that we do, this is going to be rapid fire, but I usually do 5 questions for our guests. So they start very easy. So as I rapid fire these, just give me a nice quick answer. Now, as we advance from 1 to 5, they get a little bit more in-depth or challenging. Sometimes if it's Kevin Ogar, it's inappropriate, depending on who you talk to, but it'll be safe. So the theme that we started with is, can you actually grow facial hair? Because I have never seen you or your brothers with it. Is this just a Panchik family thing, or it's just not? Is it just patchy and you don't need us to see it? What's the deal here?
I can, but it does not come in like thick and nice. It's kind of sporadic and all over the place. But I do have a photo. I'll send it to you today.
Okay.
Over COVID, I grew my hair out.
Oh,
and I grew what I could grow as a beard.
yes.
There's a little red in here, actually, believe it or not.
Oh, look at us. Yes.
Yeah.
Red bearded bros. Nice.
Right.
Nice. So alopecia of the face is basically what you're telling me. Okay.
Yes.
All right. It's good to know that's possible. I can't wait for the picture. Question number 2. This might be careful how you answer this one, depending on which one you go with. Who's harder to coach? Other games athletes, your wife, or your kids?
That's a easy no-brainer. Coaching games athletes.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are we going to do?
100%. 100%.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I remember my answer would 100% be my wife, because I made the cardinal rule of actually trying to coach her in a gym setting, which we call coaching. They would call yelling at me and telling me what to do. I was like, I was just trying to say, use your legs more on the push press. That's all. That's it. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, games athletes are tough because the communication, like you just can't, I don't think it's possible to give a games athlete everything that they need. I think there has to be some things that they do on their own that allow them to be super successful.
Okay.
Like, the relationship I have with my wife when I do coach and help and do things like that, she understands that. She knows how to call an audible. She knows how to do that. Great relationship there. Coaching my kids is fun. Like, I love it. We just started a CrossFit Kids class on Tuesdays.
Pictures of that. Oh, is it on Tuesdays?
It has been so much fun, just like taking these little kids. Like Cam's the youngest one in there. He's 3 and Hensley's 5. And it's just so fun, like getting to just see their development in those little skills.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Next one. What's your favorite event that you ever did at the CrossFit Games?
Oh, that's a good question. I love the handstand obstacle course from my final year.
Yes. Is it because you won? Is that why?
It is because I won. I mean, I could say the thruster wall walk.
Hey, look,
a good one too.
That was a great one too. There wasn't a lot of wins on the resume, but happened to be 2.
Hey, two in the final year. That was definitely that was the fittest I ever was 2021 for sure. I was a little banged up, but like the fitness I had, I was like, this is the year. That's how I knew.
You were a fit dude in 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a fit dude your whole career, but 2021, yeah, you were dangerous. I remember that as well. Outside of an event, how about moments competing in CrossFit? Is there something either in the event outside the event, warm-up area, something special to you?
The community, like running with me my final year, was really special.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, I never really experienced that. You see it in classes a lot when people are kind of cheering you on at the end of the workout, or you see athletes kind of circling the opponent.
I have a certain feeling about that part of
in the water, kind of smelling
this
the blood.
Is the CrossFit community. I was like, this is bullshit, guys. All these guys are happy for him. I know they're clapping, but they're stoked that they're not that guy. But yes, what you're saying is different.
Yeah, I mean, I looked over and it was a lot of like my family and my closest friends, a lot of like community members that I knew and relationships that I had. And I knew like what they were doing in that moment was from the, the bottom of their heart. And it was just a really cool experience to feel that love and support, and knowing there wasn't anything that weekend that I could do that was going to earn more love from those people, that no matter what happened, they were there and part of it. So it was cool. It was special.
That's a top moment I have just of your career was, that was a special one. Obviously not the most ideal physical situation that you're in, but from just like a pure CrossFit, like, hey, this is CrossFit moment. And I thought that was, it was very special. All right. Last one. What have you done in CrossFit on or off the competition floor that you are the most proud of?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's number 5.
That I'm most proud of. Oh man.
And if you can't answer it, I have a total backup segment that through for fun. We will anyways, by the way.
What have you done in CrossFit on or off the competition floor that you're most proud of? Yeah. Honestly, I think it's running an affiliate alongside being an athlete. I feel like
a very rare breed that we used to have a lot of back in the early days of the games.
Yeah. I just feel like there's this like tug of war on your heart at times to like want to do things to serve yourself. And I like, and there are times and seasons where I could feel myself pulling towards like me, like do this for me, take the gifts I've been given and serve me. And like, it's like this battle. And then I felt like the community always helped me find that balance and joy of like training, because sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves in training or be having bad days or beat up. And I just felt like the community was the one steady thing alongside with my family, which is part of the community, that just lifts you up on the hardest days. And like when I'm sore, beat up, and I see someone coming in their 60s or 70s, and I'm like, they're sore, they're beat up, like, you can do this, come on. And it's just like feeding off of that community. And I think never letting myself get to the point where I was like, hey, I'm here and my community, they'll figure it out. Like us journeying through the last 12 years together is, I think, what I'm most proud of.
I love that. That's a great answer. You survived. You survived the 5.
I had to think about it. It took a second.
No, yeah, that's why I don't preface these. All right, I have a segment that I prepared nobody for, including the people that are backstage watching this. But I had the joy of watching you last year online game Masters Semifinals. This has nothing to do with you competing, and this has everything to do with your wife competing.
Yes.
And I decided to go through the many facial expressions of Scott Panchik.
I like this.
I watched a 10-minute video. This is face number 1. She hadn't even started lifting yet, but this is Scott. Face number 2. I won't say when this happened, but it might have been on the to set the scene. By the way, this was during it was supposed to be Heavy Isabel, which was 30 snatches. I think it was 145 for the women in this division. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we're basically asking a PR attempt from your wife.
Yeah, like not just the her lifetime PR, I think, was 135 or 140 when she was just doing like Olympic weightlifting in her weight class.
Yeah.
And then she had 2 babies and hadn't snatched above, I think, like 130 maybe. And when they announced this workout, I could just see like her eyes swell up, like I'm not going to be able to do this. And we sat, and I was like, you're going to hit this lift. You're going to hit it. And like, I could just feel it. And like, just knowing how hard she worked on her journey that year to qualify and to like have a moment. And as we got there, these many stages came out where we set the clock, and I was like, hey, we're going to give this like some good attempts. And
every photo is taken after an attempt.
And we were
see how close she was getting as we get closer.
Oh, these are good.
Oh, the video was great. Watching your reaction to what was happening was even better. And to just get an idea of what it was, I would like everybody to enjoy this portion of it. This is your wife. This is at the buzzer, basically. She's tried 9 times, and I think this might be the 10th attempt at 145 for a lifetime PR. Like, that's just it, man. That's a cool moment. So that was really cool. I love that. I love that for her. I love that for you guys, and that's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about, and something you can't get on your own, and something that you need to have in a gym with a coach and with loved ones. So that was super fun. But Scott, I appreciate your time, partner. Before I let you go, we coming back for a second go at the Masters divisions, or you want to? Have you ever competed in Del Mar?
I've never competed in Del Mar.
I don't know.
I'm very excited to. I'm very excited to be.
There's a competition coming in April called the Legends Championships. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but might have announced it earlier. But the Del Mar is back in.
Sounds like a good time.
I think you should go. If I were you, not to you do you, buddy.
Only if you'll be there. Only if you'll be there.
I'll talk to Bob and Joe. So, dear Bob and Joe, I would love to be there. Scott, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on everything that you've accomplished through the years. I love what you're doing, racing your kids, coaching an affiliate, still competing as an athlete. And thank you for what you've brought to this community. Thank you for what you've brought to the sport and the fact you've brought both together. It's the best of both worlds. When we talk OGs, you certainly are one of them. And I appreciate everything you've brought to this, to CrossFit as a whole throughout your career.
Thanks, Chase. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, brother. Take care. Up next, Wendy Guthrie joins the show.
What if 2 days could redefine your health and your life?
Welcome to your CrossFit Level 1 seminar.
Whether you're a seasoned CrossFitter or new to the journey, this course equips you to take command of your fitness and shape a healthier future.
Hello, Wendy.
Hey, Chase. How are ya?
Thank you for your patience sitting and watching the show the entire time. Is this your first live CrossFit podcast that you get to witness from the back of the fire?
Absolutely, it is, and it was fun to watch. Great. I love that video of Scott's wife getting that.
Oh, that's it, right? That's
crazy.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Well, you are our new head of safety when it comes to the CrossFit Games season. And I love that we're going that direction even harder than we ever have before. We're putting a huge emphasis on that. And you obviously have earned your way into this position and now working directly with the games team and CrossFit about this. Is that, other than, your background and your titles and everything is great, but what made you want to even be a part of this from that position?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think throughout my career, I've just really kind of gravitated towards opportunities to have impact, specifically within sport, and really focused on athlete advocacy. I've been a CrossFitter for over a decade, lower on the leaderboard than most of you, but
it's okay.
But so that just like that combination was just incredible when I saw the position pop open.
And now that you're here, we have a lot of things in the works when it comes to the safety. We've got a safety board that will be a part of the game season when it comes to live competition at every level. But the big thing we wanted to talk about today was that we now have, for athletes that are aspiring to qualify for the CrossFit Games, and if 100% they do qualify for the CrossFit Games is that we now have basically a physical, a medical release form that we want those athletes to take. What drove you guys to bring this into the game season, to have this type of thing for athletes to take on?
Yeah, as we've been just looking at kind of the great work that's already been done and the evolution of where we want to go, pre-participation exams, which are designed to screen for injuries, illnesses, other factors that could increase an athlete's risk level, it was kind of a no-brainer. It's something that was introduced in high schools, colleges.
Oh, I did it in Pop Warner football when I was 10 years old. I had to do this.
Right. So we think it's going to be familiar to our athletes and to our communities. It shouldn't be a huge surprise of the benefits of this. What is new and we think groundbreaking is that we're bringing it into the functional fitness landscape in a way that we feel is meaningful and thoughtful. Right? We're not requiring it for all open participants, right? We're focused on the individual and team athletes at the CrossFit Games finals. That's really to help make sure that they're informed of their own medical preparedness for competitions at that level. And then as well, and folks forget about this piece, I think, it helps support that our medical team is prepared to care for them.
Yes. Yes, I have come across that myself in my own physicals over the years, is that I have one kidney. That I'd lost a kidney in college due to, a long story. So I only have one. Now it's been one that's been only functioning the entire time, but I do get myself, well, I would say I raise a lot of eyebrows and whenever they do like my creatinine levels, they're like, are you like, you need to go to the doctor immediately. I was like, no, I do CrossFit. I had a really hard workout yesterday. I've got one kidney. So my levels and numbers might look a little alarming to you guys, but at the end of the day, I'm okay. That's one of those things though, that is good to know. It's necessary to know, not just, look, I'm just an average Joe working out in a CrossFit gym, trying to get a life insurance policy, let alone compete on the competition floor at the highest level, at the highest intensities.
Great example of just something we'd want to know, right? So that our medical team was really prepared should anything unusual happen with you, right, at the games.
And the big thing for you guys is that this form is available now. And if they have questions, they can go to medical@crossfit.com is one avenue. If they have questions or if they want to reach to this, I think we posted a little information recently about this new initiative that is being implemented.
Yeah, a couple things. Athletes were sent the medical eligibility form. They were also sent an FAQ. So really hoping that some of the questions that you might naturally have when something new is introduced are addressed right up front. That hit their inboxes the day of the rule book. So December 10th, right? So they've had it for a week. I have heard from a couple folks. One question I've gotten a couple times already is, hey, I'm going to take this season off. Do I need to submit? Nope. This is for folks that are going to the CrossFit Games or think they're positioned to go to the CrossFit Games in July in San Jose. So that information is out. And we're encouraging athletes to see their physicians, get those scheduled, get the forms submitted as soon as possible, so that then really they can focus on the training and the competition as we get closer to the games. So that's one piece of the puzzle. The other piece is you mentioned the article that we just published. Yes. It's part of our new safety series. And that was authored by Dr. Rob O, who's the chair of our safety advisory board, and Dr. Michael Emery, both of whom are CrossFitters, by the way. So they have a vested interest in our community. And we really wanted to just do that to provide additional context for why we are moving forward.
When it comes to that, is that, again, as soon as you guys can get this, you say, do it now, do it early, because maybe heaven forbid, something would come up that might be an anomaly. Say using myself as an example, is that information comes, not to put you on the spot here, but it's like, you guys will be handling these things in any unique scenarios on a case-by-case basis, I assume. So if I come to you, I'm like, hey, this is just weird stuff, I promise I'm okay. Is like, where's the line where you guys are like, okay, you're good to go? Or is that more just like, come as it, we'll address it as it comes kind of a situation?
Yeah, so you're right. Every situation potentially could be very unique. So I don't want to, paint anything with a broad brush. But the key here is that the athlete is selecting a licensed physician of their own. So should that physician say, hey, I'm concerned about X, Y, or Z, and they want to do additional screening, perhaps there's a heart issue, that there's a murmur or something, right? And they're like, I'm not overly worried about this, but I think it's prudent to get an EKG. That is up to their physician. But why we're encouraging athletes to start working on this right away is because sometimes then it's not just a one and done appointment. So that's why it's really important to get in, get this going, figure this out. Then the athlete submits the completed form where the physician says, yep, they are cleared without restriction to compete at the games. And then one of the physicians on our games team will review it. Okay. The medical director at the games always has the right to medically disqualify athletes if there is a need. But we're looking at the individual physicians, the athlete's physicians, to actually make that call for the athlete, because they'll be doing the full pre-participation exam.
Sure. And without getting into the weeds of scenarios we don't even need to talk about or are all made up, is that the biggest thing here is that at the end of the day, this is something of a preemptive look at what that could be. We're trying to make sure that everyone is set up for success for the game season, for the CrossFit Games, and flagging any of those big picture things. Again, throw myself an example. I've got one kidney and I had a 2nd-degree heart block, which was just more physically at rest induced. But once I started moving, it was good to go. So I've been through the gamut of all these. I'm like a medical weirdo when it comes. I'm actually like the worst person you should have dealing with, but it is a big picture thing. It's a preemptive thing. And most importantly, it's a step in the right direction to further legitimize what we're doing, because every sport has this involved. I mean, think of any NFL contract you heard in a trade is like, if once they pass their physical or they're medically cleared to play, then the contract will be signed or go through. So I think this is a great thing you guys are bringing to the game season. And obviously what you've been doing since you've come on board has been great. So I love it, Wendy. Anything else I can share before we go?
No, I think the big thing for me is just I want athletes to feel supported. So if there are any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, medical@crossfit.com. Feel free to email me directly as well, wendy.guthrie@crossfit.com. We want to be a helpful resource if we can be. And I am also feeling, just like that you're the anomaly out there. Like many of our athletes have competed long enough and at a high enough level that, again, they've probably been through this process before and very familiar with things they may already be managing on their own.
Awesome. I love it. So get it done, folks. If you believe in yourself as much as your coaches do, then get this form filled out, get it taken care of. And as you said, get the weight lifted off your shoulders so you can just hard charge into the game season. Well, Wendy, thank you so much for your time. I certainly appreciate it. Up next, gang, our top 10 feats of fitness.
Forging elite fitness is what we do here in CrossFit Inferno. We forge elite fitness. We have people of all walks of life, of all different levels, of all different abilities that come in here, and they see the workout every single day on the board, and every single person is doing their version of that. Doesn't matter if they're our best athlete in here or if they're brand new. They will get their ass handed to them in a way that their body is going to have some sort of stimulus or response to it that is going to make them better the next day. I don't cater to the masses. I don't cater to the small groups. I set a bar high, and we coach every single person to get their version of that so that they can attain that level. That's forging elite fitness.
Darn right, that's forging elite fitness. Can't say it any better than that, Mr. Bill Grundler. That is, thank you for that and everything that you guys do at CrossFit Inferno. All right, folks, let's get to it. Our top 10 feats of fitness. We'll start off with Natalie Bartholdi. Everybody does barbell complexes. How about a pull-up bar complex? Where honestly, when I was watching this, I was worried that Juice is going to fall off this pull-up bar 5 different times. Number 9, Jay Crouch. 16 years old, 10 years later, put on 110 pounds. Honestly, you're 16 doing 265 overhead. Might be more impressive. Ann Haynes had a challenge of 150 toes to bar for time. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you just do 150 toes to bar, you too can have abs like that. I'm just kidding. No, you can't. 7. You got Riley Martin, little bro of Bailey Martin, snatching 308 pounds. Doing the opposite back when he was 19 years old, just 3 years ago, at 295. Great work by Riley Martin. Speaking of the open, first bar muscle up in the books. If you guys want to know what the vibe you're going to get in your gym when this comes along, this is what we're going to be seeing come the 2026 CrossFit Open. Registration will be January 14th on a Wednesday. We have a new world record for a max weighted pull-up. Not just that, but darn good looking movement from this gentleman as he sets the world record at 116 kilos, 255 pounds. Weighted pull-up. Number 4, Jason Kalipa and his wife Ashley did a High Rocks partner event just a few weeks ago. Congratulations to them on completing their first. Amazing that if you just do CrossFit every day, you can just run and do anything you want to. Kind of like it's the whole point. I'm just going to lay out right here. For the first time, we've got Sand. You one arm snatch 125 pounds? Can you play money on the base with one hand while doing it? I certainly can. Nicely done. Number 2, Chris Albert, 2 years ago, suffered a motorcycle accident that doctors did not think he would be able to recover from. 2 days ago, his affiliate at CrossFit Frankston posts his comeback back into the gym like he never left. And we talk about fitness in the wild. Doesn't get any better than this. We got dad strength, cars in the ditch. All right, how about I just pick this up while we floor it? And that'll be our top 10 feats of fitness. If you guys would like to be featured on this, make sure you tag yourself doing your video. Tag CrossFit Games, tag myself, DM me, and we will highlight you on our top 10 feats of fitness tomorrow. It's not over for me. I will be coming on and taking over the CrossFit podcast tomorrow, along with Adrian Conway, where we'll look at a 2025 wrapped edition of the year in CrossFit. We'll also look at a couple of reasons why we may actually be in a cult when it comes to CrossFit, but we will be live again tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central, 10 a.m. Pacific. I want to thank Bob and Joe for coming on, Scott Panchik, and obviously Wendy for their time today. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow on the CrossFit Podcast.